right, so this is a presentation for people who are already on Medicare, whether it be Medicare Supplement or Medicare Advantage, and you are trying to provide to them the best presentation for all of your clients or prospects. And this is just going to be what I do, whether I'm meeting a new client, new prospect, or having a meeting with current clients. So the first step is the introduction, and your goals here are to establish yourself as the professional and also to frame the meeting for your client or prospect. This is not a social event. This is not just talking over coffee. You are the Medicare specialist or the expert, and you're helping them make a informed and educated decision on their health benefit choices or the health care choices in regards to Medicare. So establish yourself as the professional, provide your business card, show up to the event, of course, dressed formally, have all the documents you need there. If you're doing this presentation online, you can have a brief slide that goes over perhaps your credentials, a little bit about yourself, your professional achievements or designations. Also, of course, everyone has their licenses, so you can post those things just to have a framework that you are the professional. And of course, that will frame the meeting for your client or prospect. That'll have them be in the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna come out of this meeting with a goal, and that goal is to choose a plan that's gonna be right for me and whoever the expert or the advisor on the other end is going to provide me with those answers. So step 2, this is the question you ask them: how can I help? Now that they know what the meeting is for, you want to know why they had this meeting. Why are they meeting with you? If they had this meeting with you for a reason, what is that reason? The reason they agreed to this meeting? So that's where you find out the expectations. What do they want to get out of this? Of course, everyone who has a meeting is probably intending on enrolling, but why specifically did they want to enroll, or why specifically did they want to talk about this? And then next is to help you transition into step 3. And this is where most of the work comes in. On step 3 is a needs analysis. And in the needs analysis, you're going to have to gather the necessary information and perform an analysis. We have tools that will allow you to do that, and that will provide the client with the adequate information for you to create an objective analysis for them. And that will be by, of course, finding the best product that suits their needs, whether that be a Medicare Advantage plan, a Part D drug plan, a Medicare Supplement plan, or something else. Step 4. Now, this is before you actually do any of the presentation. You're going to have to collect what's called a scope of appointment. Now, if you don't know what a scope of appointment is, I suggest you go check out some of the more basic trainings on the AHIP or carrier-based trainings where they go over what the scope of appointment is and how to fill one out. And the goal, of course, is to have a compliant presentation. Next, this is an optional step, step 5. You can review the 2 ways of getting Medicare. And this is for clients to make the decision of joining a Medicare Advantage plan or staying on the original Medicare program. And the goal here is, of course, to educate your client, just in case they have forgotten, or if they're new to Medicare, this is definitely what you're going to have to talk to them about this. But what this also does is it shows your expertise in the subject matter. So it allows you another, I guess you could call it a proving point or a proof point to show that you know what you're talking about. And this is, you are a subject matter expert. Next, step 6. And this is where you are positioning whatever product you found that meets their needs. So based on the needs analysis you performed in step 3, you have an objective response or objective solution for them. And of course, this is how you answer their question, how can I help? Or answer what their concerns were in that step 2 of the how can I help. And this again closes any kind of questions that they might have, and really answers and provides solutions for them, and shows why you are, the Medicare expert. Next, step 7. This is where you actually conduct a sales presentation, and depending on the different companies, each company has a compliant sales presentation format. Typically, you have to go over the summary of benefits. Prescription drug plans require you to, show a client how to find prescription medication on the formulary. Also, with the physician finder, how to use the physician finder and how to contact the plan. Again, this is going to become very, very important once you start positioning or once you start selling these plans. And again, go over everything required. So depending on the plan, they all have mandatory disclosures that we have to provide. And of course, that will be taught in the more detailed section of the step-by-step process. Next, we have step 8. Most Medicare Advantage companies have a carrier video, and the goal of this again is to conduct a compliant sales presentation. These videos can range anywhere between 6 minutes to 10 minutes, and it's basically something that's prepared by the insurance company that goes over the real basics of Medicare. And again, this is something that you need to go over and provide to your client to conduct a compliant sales presentation. Next, step 9 is to ask the client, now that we've gone through the entire process, if they have any questions. And primarily it's to overcome any objections. Typical questions that they may have is, is my doctor covered? Or, how many years have this been planned? Or they might ask you hypotheticals like, what happens if I get this medication? And you can always clear these things up with, your experience in the field. And also, if you have any common objections, we will have a common objections worksheet or common objectives, frequently asked questions on the site. The next is to give the client another opportunity to have or to voice any new concerns that they might have. Allow them to not just agree and sign. This gives them a chance to take a breath and really think about what they're doing. Medicare Advantage programs are very, I guess you could say they're very important. And because of that, the government gives Medicare beneficiaries they can sign up for the plan that you presented, and then the very next day sign up for something else. So you want to make sure that you answer all of their concerns, because for an experienced Medicare beneficiary, they may know that they could sign the enrollment form today with you and then go to another agent and sign one with them. And you don't want that to happen. So make sure you allow your client to voice any concerns that they have with the new plan. Step 10. And this is something that another agent in Plan Advisors, the Medicare Geek, actually does. And he calls this the anti-close. And it allows the clients to close themselves. What he does, and what I do a lot too, is you tell your client, well, you do have time. Open enrollment doesn't end until December 7th. We have until December 7th to actually complete this. Or if they're new to Medicare, they have 3 months from the time, before their Part B starts to start looking around. So up until the day before their Medicare Part A and B become effective, they can still look around. So allow them a chance to make that you're not trying to close them immediately. Allow them to do this. And what it does, it prevents buyer's remorse. Buyer's remorse is where they have second thoughts. They come away from the meeting thinking that maybe I did that too quickly. Maybe I was, caught up in the moment. So that what allows you to do is prevent the buyer's remorse. Make the client think, well, I don't have any questions. This sounds like a great deal. I want to enroll now. Not, the Medicare agent is kind of pushing me to do it because we've got momentum built up. It's to kind of give pause. Step 11, of course, is to just take the application. Make sure you submit the application if it's taken in paper form within 24 hours of receiving it. Almost all the carriers have this rule. They don't like it if the application is held. With electronic enrollments, it's much easier because you take the application right there. It's electronically filed. And of course, this gives the client what they want. And they have their enrollment receipt. And sometimes if they want, they could get a primary or a temporary proof of insurance. So step 12. This is where you're going to educate the client on what to expect. Once they enroll, they are going to get their card. They may get a welcome call. You need to let them know when their card should be arriving. If they have any other things that they need to fill out, you need to give them those informations. Sometimes they may need to confirm with the carrier that they had credible drug coverage before then. That's something that they need to know. As far as any forms, that's where the credible coverage form for people who are new to Part C and Part D will have to attest. If they don't do this, it becomes very, very cumbersome. I've had to do this for many of my clients who simply did not attest. They had to go and file an appeal with CMS, which can take 6 to 9 months, depending on how compliant they are in getting the required documentation over to CMS. Also, you want to let them know of anything coming that they may want to keep. And of course, if they get quarterly summary of benefits, paid benefits, that they might want to hold on to those just to keep record of their maximum out of pocket and any other deductibles like from the prescription drug plans. Step 13 is other products. Now, Medicare is not complete. If you've been doing this for a while, dental, vision, hearing is not covered by original Medicare. Long-term care is not. Many of the expensive cancer medications are covered poorly on Part D. So, getting cancer coverage, things like cancer insurance, a dental insurance plan that's on the side. Also, if they have long-term care needs, you can address those things. But make sure you do this after the meeting, because all the gaps that Medicare does have, if you do a compliance sales presentation, you are not able to actually present any of this information there. So while step 13 is definitely important, just take down their concerns. Do not go over new insurance products during this step 13. This is more of as a follow-up. Same for step 14. This is where you can talk to your clients about extra help and Medicaid. If the client is willing to disclose their financial information, you're able to talk to them about extra help, which is funded by Medicare, which can help pay for their expensive or just any of their drugs that they take from the pharmacy. Also, Medicaid, which is the state's level of financial help, can help pay for their Part B premium if they meet certain financial asset and income levels. The next thing you can do is educate them about GoodRx and other pharmacy saving programs. GoodRx, Single Care, National Drug Card. A lot of these programs provide you with pretty good deals at the pharmacy. I've had my clients, go from paying $100 to $200 for a 90-day supply, end up, having the cost brought down to below $30. So it does save them a lot. Keep in mind, though, that if they use these coupons, it does not count toward the deductible on their plans, and it also doesn't count towards any of the out-of-pocket costs if they use this route. But a lot of times it's more worth it to use these savings programs because of the fact that you save so much. Step 15, there's other programs within Medicare Advantage plans like annual wellness and any kind of screenings that are at no cost to the member and provide rewards to your member. They provide gift cards or certain kinds of points which can be turned in for gift cards or turned in for certain kinds of promotional items, which can provide loyalty to not only the plan but to you as the agent, as your clients do get more out of their plan, so to speak, than they would normally. And if this is during AEP and your client has current plan year rewards that they have not claimed, help them get those rewards so that they can end the year with some money from their plan, and then they can really feel good about you as their agent and also the plan that they've left or the plan that they're continuing for the following calendar year. And that pretty much sums up the Medicare presentation for existing members, and of course for those who are looking for a Medicare Advantage plan primarily. Hope this helps. If you want the step-by-step guide to all the steps that I provided here, please contact me. My email is listed below, or send me a comment, and I'll be more than happy to give you the next steps if you want to go deeper with me and with plan advisors.